Obasanjo. The Ohanaeze Ndigbo Youth Council worldwide has also berated him over his comments on the nation's recent elections. Obasanjo, during the Chinua Achebe Leadership Forum held at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, USA, described the 2023 general election as a travesty. Obasanjo advocated the appointment of new and credible leaders for the independent National Electoral Commission with short tenure to prevent corruption and re-establish trust. He said, as a matter of urgency, we must make sure the Inec chairperson and his or her staff are thoroughly vetted. The former president noted that the vetting exercise should yield dispassionate, non-partisan actors with impeccable reputations. Reacting in a statement in Kaduna on Monday, the national president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo Youth Council Worldwide, Mazi Oku Nabwike, accused the former president of laying the foundation for flawed electoral system in the country. Nabwike said that the ex-leader actively institutionalized corruption in Nigeria, while also alleging that during the Obasanjo presidency, results were announced even as voters were in queues voting across Nigeria. This is something else. The Ohanaeze youth added that go to court was popularized under Obasanjo's leadership, where all that mattered was for Inec to declare the president preferred candidate winner, and those crying were expected to go to court. Nabwike wondered why Obasanjo did not initiate any meaningful electoral reform under his leadership, stressing that if he had done that instead of pursuing an inordinate third-term agenda, we wouldn't have been where we are today. According to Nabwike, Nigerians have also not forgotten how the former president said openly, infamously, that even Jesus Christ cannot conduct a credible election in Nigeria. What has changed from 2020 to 2010 when he made that statement, and now he called on the ex-president to stop his habit of always disparaging all the presidents that have ruled the country after his tenure. I don't know, quickly from the statement that the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, made a statement about the Inec processes about conducting election. Do you think that he was right in his statement, or he made false allegations?
I've always said that your view of the road changes when you move from, the driver's seat to the passenger seat.
Okay.
It's all about, perception. I may not want to fault the position of this group. I mean, they had liberty to interpret or perceive the position of the former president. But one thing I know for a fact is that Obasanjo, is a Nigerian who equally get to experience, the activities and effect of governance. He may have, one way or the other, not been able to, be the best of leaders during his time. But we are in another time. That is my position. What Obasanjo could not do during his time doesn't mean that the current president shouldn't do it.
Okay.
That is why when people come up with this argument that what did he do during his time, of course, he may not do what was expected, but he was able to achieve certain things. Now, what is this current administration doing? Because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president we know as at this particular material time. And what Obasanjo has said, you may like it, you may not like it, you may accept or you may not accept it, he has said something very instructive, especially on the issue of the tenure of and reputation integrity of who is in charge of Inec. Inec is meant to be an independent umpire that oversees the recruitment of leaders in this country through election. But what we see today is a complete far cry, because the president nominates, selects who he feels should become the INEC chairman. Of course, that has always been the tradition. The president formed INEC. Then you now begin to see INEC start recruiting party agents to work as ad hoc staffs. So are you expecting to get a process exercise that is flawless? he has made a suggestion, and for me that suggestion is valid. After your election, pack your load and go. One time after election, after all the processes, pack your load and go. Let INEC be run as like the way you run the civil service. After you have conducted an election, you don't sit down there and expect to do another election, because the amount of time you stay there for that too long, you could be easily influenced. Already we are saying that even the process bringing who heads INEC, it's not really, it doesn't sit well with a lot of people because of how we think as a people, politically and otherwise. So for me, don't condemn both the message and the messenger. You may not like the messenger, but let us look at the message and see what we can make out of it as a people going forward.
In essence, from what the former president Olusegun Obasanjo said, he made a statement.
There could be things that could be deduced from it and used to
what he has said. His royal chief, I would love to get your thoughts on that.
With due respect to our elder statesman and the former president of this their country, Nigeria. For me, I don't like people that forget history so soon. Remember when the former president, late President Musa Yar'Adua came into office, he said that the electoral process that brought him was corrupt. That he came into power through an illegal means of electing him into office. He admitted that. And who was in office then was the former president that is talking today, that was to do electoral reform and ensure that their electoral processes are genuine and the means of electing persons into offices are through the electoral means, not by appointment. He's talking about the tenureship of INEC chairman. He knows very well that this thing must undergo electoral, it must undergo legislative processes, because there are laws that empowers these people to do certain things. It needs to be review our constitutions. It's not something that can be done overnight, or the executive power of the Mr. President. There are some certain areas it cannot. The INEC chairman has a tenure of 4 years. He has the rules enshrined in our own constitutions. The people that are to be responsible to be appointed as INEC chairman, they have their responsibilities. They have criteria that you must meet. If you do not meet those criteria, you cannot be appointed. So if he's talking about appointment, if he's talking about tenureship, that we reduce their tenureship, this message should be forwarded back to the Constitutional Review Committee. That look at it during your constitutional review. I am thinking that if you can do this, and people we have public hearing on this and debate about it. It's not about making the statement. It's about how the statement will affect lives and properties of this country. And again, I have advocated that former president should have a forum like we do. We have forum of group chats forum. Make your suggestion to the forum. Continue to make suggestions to Nigerians. Not only when you have the opportunity to talk, you will condemn the government in power, forgetting that when you were there, you did not see all these things. You did not see all these things, because if you want to look at what has happened before, privatizing our commonwealth during his tenure, we talk about some issue, even in the Niger Delta here, we talk about what happened in Udi under his watch. And if somebody is bringing it up now that the elder statesman, look at what you did, it look as if you are not respecting the elder statesman. But for me, there's no respect about truth. The truth should be told. What he's advocating for is the right thing. For me to say that is the right thing, but he knows that he must pass through some legal means for it to become a model that we use.
Thank you very much, His Royal Chief. So in essence, Olusegun Obasanjo made the right statement, and thank you very much for